How y'all doing today? Cherokee Survival saying, how you doing? I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I gotta get this up. Okay, pop that shoulder bone. Okay, let's figure this out. Mad Chat, I figured it out. Blackwood, I figured it out, man. Native Voice, I figured it out. What makes suffering? You know, we watch all the news. We're watching all, and I said all, of government. And we also sit there and watch these movie stars. And we also watch ads. And the reason I don't get on YouTube that much no more, and I stopped watching TV, and I'm already started watching. Stop TV is one thing, but then when I stopped the radio, I learned what makes all the suffering on the planet. It wasn't fucking easy. It was really kind of cool when you sit there and put the statistics, and then you run through something, and that something comes up. Well, 97% of the world is negative today. You look at everyone and how they do shit. It'd be like me going to that damn meetup. I'm there for a reason. I don't talk that much. Mainly, you know, looking for animals, looking for food, plants and herbs, testing out a damn tent. But I learned that one little thing by watching people and how people see each other. 97% of the people. And I classified them by the toxic nature of they. And I said toxic nature. That means I'm looking at the president to a king. I'm looking at the Congress, the Senate, the mayor, the governor, police, common Joes, people coming from other nations. And I figured out there's 8 kind of people that are toxic. They feed on war. They feed on the dead. They feed on chaos. And they feed on the poor. And every one of them is either arrogant, dishumble, disloyalty. Now we're going to selfishness, cruelty, laziness, closed-minded, envy, and jealousy. That's the 8 people I don't go around. That's the reason you started noticing I'm not jumping on the computer that much. That's the reason why I'm not watching TV. That's the reason why I'm not playing the radio no more. I really got a kick out of it, because when you think about it, that 8 qualities of each person showing that, and not even knowing they're doing it, and even if you tell them, they just look at you like, no, I'm not doing it. And then you get around professors, like 3,000 scientists. Finally, they agree that the sun is the lake of fire, which I like that. When scientists say the sun is the lake of fire, I got a kick out of it. And that's where everybody's getting might end up. They ain't paying attention. But you think about it. When you see people, think about yourself too. Even I fuck around and do shit sometimes. But I don't go around, I do not show respect to arrogance, dishumbleness, disloyalty, selfishness, cruelty, laziness, closed-mindedness, envy, and jealousy. I don't like being around someone going to go back to the past or they try to run to the future. Because the way Zen teaches you, Zen's not a philosophy, it's a life fulfillment. At the particular time, it's the present. That's where you need to be at the present. And stand and look. Not at the future, but at a longer run. So when you start looking at these people who are selfishness, lazy, closed-mindedness, you need to start really watching them. And when they start showing that envy, this humbleness, and the arrogant, you put them together and start watching, and you put them there like the AI would do, and it's like 98% of the world's that way. It's negative. It feeds on fear, chaos, war, and debt. That's why I don't go on TV. That's why I'm not playing the radio. That's why I'm not bouncing around on YouTube, because I already started noticing them eight qualities. Their toxic nature is feeding off war, chaos, debt, the suffering of others, meaning food, and I keep watching it. And when I keep watching the arrogance, this humbleness, selfishness, cruelness, laziness, closed-minded, envy, and greed all the time. Well, I like to sit there and say, well, I'm living my life fully, and I'm going to stay in the present time, not the past or the future, but the present. So I can sit there and say, oh, I'm relaxed, and I meditate. That's why I always say, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You don't focus on nothing but yourself. Get the basic needs, and that's it. It's like Zen Buddhism. When you look at people like, certain people was talking, Tony was doing it, Kenny was doing it, Mad Shad did it, Shaolin Temple and all that. The word Shaolin means school. You got to put the order of Chan in it, which would be Zen. And in Korea, it's Yum. U-M. So Shaolin is school. Quan, like you see, Chadu Quan or Quan, that means school. That's K-W-O-N. Or like people say, Taekwondo, school. You don't see me sitting there doing all that crap. I'm sitting there going like, you don't know what you're talking about, because that's the main thing that the Buddhist monks do. Well, they gotta have all these belts and shit. The belts are like going to school. 1st grade to 5th grade is white belt. From 5th grade to 6th grade, it changes to black. And then when you decide to go on down, then you'll find out later that from black, it goes to gold. And then from gold, it goes to red. That's a guardian, or you can end up with being the high priest, an abbot, which is a blood red, which is totally different. They all have that one motto, no violence. They teach you to stay away from certain people. They teach you that persons are arrogant, disloyal, selfishness, cruelty, laziness, closed-minded people, envy, and jealousy. That's all they're teaching. And then when you get to be the head priest or an abbot, you need to know agriculture, zoology, sociology, and so on. He takes you all the way through PhD area. Engineering is in there. Construction engineering is in there. Doctors, lawyer parts. See, after you get that red, that's it. You just got to have your parts. So now you know the belting system of Shaolin was a school system. And the word Shaolin meant school. And if you put Shaolin Order of Chan, or the Order of Chan Shaolin Temple, now you change it into a school to a church at the same time. So it's a church and a school. That's why Shaolin disappeared, because they could not put up with the people being arrogant. They couldn't put up with people being dishonest, disloyalty. Then you notice the selfishness people started getting. Then you look at the government being cruel and lazy on things. And then when you give them an idea, they become closed-minded and hard. And then you see the envy and jealousy in it. Then you start looking at food and that. I'd let them destroy the damn Shaolin Temple. We'll go over to Europe and America. And that's what they did. That's why all the Shaolin monks are over here. That's why all the Hapkido masters are over here. Taekwondo is over here. Japanese styles are over here. They're masters. They're not at these damn nations anymore because of being arrogant. The nation become arrogant. This humbleness, selfishness, cruelness, laziness, closed-mindedness, envy, jealousy to everybody. Well, why don't I just go to the UK and America? It wasn't that hard. But that's the toxic nature of it. It feeds off chaos, war, debt, and watching people suffer. Beer's the biggest thing it uses to feed off of. As long as they got that beer. That's why I don't hang out with nobody no more. And, you know, I just showed Matt Shea that, you know, I go to them temples all the time. I'm actually a guardian. I'm also married to a nun of Buddhism, but yet I'm also a Christian monk. And I see it in the Bible, I see it in Hindu books, I see it in the Buddhist books, I see it in Islam. When you start seeing these 8 qualities of people who are toxic by nature, just remember it. That's what you're looking at every fucking day. 98% in America, 98% of the world is that way. They're either arrogant, disloyal, selfish, cruel, laziness, closed-mindedness, envy, and jealousy. Now you see what I'm saying? Backwoods, Mad Shag, Native Boys, Prepper Tribe. Need to think about it. Man, that Zen Buddhism does me a lot of good. Learn that it's not Zen, it's not a philosophy. It's a fulfillment of living present time, not in the past and not in the future. Makes sense. Think about it. Talk to you later, my friends. I'll see you around.